Well, I got my jacket on. I don't know if I should jack it off.
I know,
Should
I
take
am
it
really
off?
hot.
Yeah, it's okay. Oh, wait, we're live.
Hey, look at
Hey.
that. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, and welcome to the hottest show in Plano, Misinformed Texas, with yours truly, Missy Lou, howdy ho, howdy hey. In the future, give me a point so I know we're live, okay? Welcome to the show. I'm so happy that it's Friday. It has been a long, rainy week, but we got sunshine in our pockets. And I just mean that we're happy. I'm not trying to indicate anything else. There's no undertone there. We are just happy people.
You have pills of sunshine in your pocket?
No. Is that what that song meant? Was pills? Is it drugs?
I don't know. I mean, that was from the 60s? 70s?
I don't do drugs. I'm high on Jesus, first off. Let me just clarify that. Now,
Amen.
speaking of rising above, I would like to also just showcase one of our guests here today who is spectacular, wonderful, and a goose head, if you will.
Oh, yeah. Or my grandma would call me a gooseneck, and, 10 years later, she'll get it right one day. But hello, hi, I'm Joey Bertrand with Goosehead Insurance, franchise owner with them, and also own an agency called Risk Agency.
Risky agency.
With commercial insurance and all those fun things. We can insure the studio, the buildings, people who built it, all those fun things. I love it.
Cool.
It's my passion.
You know, I'm risky.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I show? I want to show everybody what I'm wearing. You see the
Oh, yeah.
fringe? It doesn't stop there. I actually
didn't
have
notice you
fringe.
had it on the shoulders, too.
I have fringe pants. You see the pants?
There is so much fringe going on.
Well, I'm wearing the fringe because I'm feeling brave today, and I'm feeling brave today because I got a really big compliment yesterday at a class. I was teaching a Canva class for Century 21 Judge Fight over in downtown Frisco. Hey, girls. And one of them told me that it was the best class they ever went to.
Whoa.
I guess it must have been the first class she's ever gone to, but that doesn't matter. She said it was the best, and it just made me brave enough to wear fringe today.
Yes.
Because it's Friday, we should shake it up.
That class was sponsored by Red Zone Mortgage Group, who I am the branch manager and partner of.
Yep.
My name is Mike Youngin. I'm blessed to be with y'all today. I can't wait to talk to you about everything related with insurance, super, home warranty, home mortgages, Federal Reserve, whatever you want, Kendrick Lamar.
Get in the zone.
Get in the zone.
Yeah, hashtag blessed, by the way.
Hashtag blessed. Oh, yeah.
Hashtag bless.
I'm going to get some shoes that have, little sequins that say hashtag blessed on
I'm
them.
going to get some shoes with tassels is what I'm thinking.
Well,
I really think.
Can we borrow
listen,
some?
I feel better as a person with all this fringe. I feel like I can't be sad. Like if somebody was like, "Hey, you suck, eat shit," I would be like, "Well, I've got tassels, so like I'm kind of impervious to your terrible words."
yeah.
And I dressed like Easter today, so
do like
yeah,
that.
I'm high on Jesus as well.
That's
Yeah, I got some turquoise going on too. So,
Yeah.
but no, I really dig what you got going on. You have the canary yellow, canary yellow.
It's very cute.
Sky blue.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're rocking it.
I'd like to
And
get
go Rangers,
something-
by the way.
Oh yeah, go Rangers.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Opening
yeah.
day, the 28th.
Less than a week from now.
Gonna be there.
Love
it's gonna
it.
Be
Are
so
you-
Debating if he should bring his 15-month-old, and
Yeah.
I said,
do I
good
bring a
luck.
child to?
Me and my husband are talking about it too. We don't know what the best thing to do is. Like, we might not do opening day because it might be too busy, and we just take him to a game.
Mm-hmm.
But so me and my husband have been on and off since we were 15 because we're both hard-headed, right? We've been married for 5 years. Okay. Now, whenever he came back into my
Shout-outs
life,
to Terry.
hey baby, he doesn't watch the show. But he's too busy watching The Babe. But whenever he came back into my life this last time, he invited me to a Rangers game. So Rangers are kind of like symbolic for us because,
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charles thing.
But
yeah.
you have a 14-year-old, right?
Yes, I have a 14-year-old named Damien.
Damien could be watching. Yeah, so you could all
so
go as a
nope.
unit.
Not a big baseball game.
No. He would enjoy the game. I thought you were going to say he could watch the baby, and I'm.
Well, no, just all together at the
It's a
game.
hard
At
no
the
right
game.
there.
At the game.
Yeah, we're just leave him in the seat. Go get some popcorn. No, I think it would be great, and it would work. And I think Costco has those ticket packages where you can get like 99 for 2 or something. I think there's some kind of deal going on there.
I don't know if it's for opening day. Opening day is
No, it is
pretty
not.
stacked.
It is
right now.
not opening
No,
day.
you're not going to get a $1 hot dog on.
They're
opening
wearing
day,
all
right?
gold. I mean, it's
Oh, cool.
it's a celebration,
Nice.
bitches.
Yeah.
God, it's going to be a hell of a day, man. It's magical.
Yeah.
It's exciting. You know what the opposite of magical is?
What's that?
The fight going on with Tyson and Jake Paul. Did y'all see that tee up on
Yeah.
social media? They're going to fight each other. Okay, so Mike Tyson is like, a rabid bulldog. And so I think about,
He has a white tiger.
he-
Yes. That wasn't just in movies.
And,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure, I mean, like, if he was an animal, I feel like he would be the animal with rabies. So it doesn't matter how old you are. Like, I'll bite my own arm off to murder you. And I feel like that's who he is as a person.
Why would he have to bite his arm off to murder somebody?
I'm
else?
just saying he would do whatever he had to do.
Okay.
Is that like that's
If it was, like, on fire
a
or
warning or something? That they, oh, watch out for that guy.
I am so mad right now. I'm gonna bite my own arm off.
Yeah.
And then
No, when you
shove it in your face.
and beat you with it with the other hand, like that is who I
Yeah.
think he is as a person.
Well, I
Yeah.
hope he does that to Mr. Paul. I'm actually being very nice by calling him Mr.
Yeah, that's respectful. I saw the.
He's 23. He isn't even. He's still in diapers.
He's
Probably.
not
Has
23, is he?
Isn't he a babe?
I don't know. I don't follow. I get him and his brother mixed up.
How do they-
They're both very punchable people.
Where did they come from?
So
Punchable people.
where are the Pauls from? Like, how did that become a thing?
they seem like California people.
Oh, yeah.
Ew.
No offense
Yeah.
to California people.
No, not at all.
No offense to you,
South
but
California
ew.
people.
Just the Pauls from California. Your entire family. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Although you're rich, so you don't care.
So like, has
Yeah,
that
they
guy
don't
won
care.
his
No.
fights though? Like, is that why he keeps like leveling up? I don't know enough.
Can you
but-
even call them fights? Aren't there just like spar sessions for
Yeah.
that go round and he gets paid millions for them for like wearing? From what I've heard about this
Right.
latest Tyson fight versus Miss whatever, they're wearing oversized gloves. So they're wearing 18-ounce gloves when I think
Why?
because one of them's 60 years old, and then they're also going to be wearing sparring helmets too. So like,
Oh,
what's
wow.
what? I
don't
mean,
know.
what are we
It's
doing
not
here?
a real fight. But I did see Tyson
He
like
needs
doing all
more
this
cocaine money for him and the tiger, maybe.
stuff. Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because if anybody knows Mike Tyson's past, he was from underprivileged, area.
he has pigeons.
Okay.
Cute.
So maybe with his lifestyle, he has burned through his money and needs a little bit of cheddar
Do you not
to
know
make
about-
it more better.
Do you not know about the pigeons?
I don't know. What are you talking about? Is that for
So-
like the tigers to eat? Or?
No, like when he wants to go into his zone and he wants his zen moment of zen, like he has pigeons on his roofs at least when he was living in New York, and that he would feed the pigeons. Like that was his moment of zen. That's how he'd get away and escape.
Listen, I've had some experiences with pigeons in New York, and it was shitty. I don't know that I would have zen when I'm getting them pooping on my head. I don't know if that makes me feel.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about with the crazy business, the eating the arm to beat you to death. Like I mean,
Yeah. He's like a motivational speaker now, from what I've seen too. Like he does, like he's got.
awesome.
Yeah.
You did a great impression of him. That was like.
Could you give me a motivational term in his voice?
super
Give me some motivation.
home warranty, red phone,
I'm gonna bite my arm off and no.
goose head, goose.
I'm not even gonna do. I'm not an
I want you
I'm
to
not an
say-
impersonator guy.
I want you to say, if you can believe it, you can achieve it, as Mike Tyson. Can you do that
Don't
for
put
me?
me on the spot like
Come
this.
on,
If you
Joey.
can believe it, you can.
If you can believe it, you
If
can
you can
achieve it.
believe it. What was the rest?
You can
Is that
achieve
Mexican Mike Tyson? If you can believe it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not about to get canceled. The fact that y'all are even still in the air after the last time I saw y'all are just impressive.
I'm
so.
half Hispanic, so I can do this. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're good.
that's the one thing, by the way. My wife makes sure. Right, come on, just make sure you don't get canceled.
Aria, by the way, yeah.
So I'm on my best behavior. if I
Co-partner
can
of Red Zone Mortgage Group today gave me a stern lecture. I suggested
Oh,
a topic of what I was going to be, of what we would be discussing today,
Sure.
and he shot that down. So
Man, Dad's always trying to
Dad
get us
is-
in trouble. Dang it, Dad.
I know, right?
Speaking of trouble, can we talk about what's going on with the class action lawsuit with NAR? Have y'all?
Yeah,
Do y'all want me to tell y'all what I know, and then you tell me what you know?
I would love to. Hear
I
your
would
opinion on
love
it.
to hear. Yes, go.
First off, all the news media that's out there is just a bunch of clickbait and it's all bullshit, and they're trying to steer you wrong just to get you to watch their channels. So I'm here to tell you that all that stuff is misinformation. With all of it, it's just all a bunch of crap. Nobody is changing the commission structure. They're just changing how they're going to do it. So number one, MLS, where realtors go to enter your listing, you can no longer see where it says we're giving the buyer agent 3% or 2.5 or whatever it was negotiated before, because it was negotiated before. When you had the listing agreement, you talked about what commission you're paying your listing agent and what commission you're paying your buyer agent. If your realtor was not negotiating with that, well, then shame on them. But that's what they're saying is going to happen now. But that's what I was doing before. So, like, I don't know what the rest of y'all were doing, but everything's negotiable. And if you are a good sales agent, then it shouldn't be that big of a deal to show somebody what your value is. If you're not a good sales agent, like, find a different job.
Right.
First off, as a realtor, we are sales agents. So, again, to reiterate, on MLS, we're going to see a change probably into July. It's just a proposal. Nothing's
Where's
even
John?
solidified yet. But we can see something probably coming up in July is what they're projecting. And you're going to have it on MLS where it states nothing about the commission to the buyer agent. So that's going to be negotiated. We might see another addendum that we have to use when we're negotiating, calling the listing agent. Listing agents, please don't be a jerk face and answer your phone so that we can communicate and have this conversation that is imperative, you know, to our well-being and our circle of life here as realtors. But just know that's the thing. But also it's a good idea to have a buyer's rep. Buyer, if you're looking to buy a home this year, you're probably going to be signing a buyer's rep with your buyer agent, and it's going to indicate, hey, if the seller doesn't pay my commission, it's on you.
Well, technically, it all comes from the big hubbub of, oh, well, the seller is having to pay this, that, and the third. It's not. Technically, it's not even the seller paying Jack Diddley, because it's the broker. It's the listing agent's brokerage that is paying the buyer's agent's brokerage. So I mean, that's not even part of it. So, and they just folded like a little chair. I mean,
Like a little chair.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the crazy thing also is, like, this is how commercial real estate's always been, right? It's literally just, it's the same idea, but now it's just evolved to it. So, and it was really cool to see, like, really successful real estate agents that I know come out on either on social media or just talking to them, and like yourself as well, just understanding how, like, this is only going to make them stronger, and it's going to unfortunately probably weed out the people who can't, like you said, be really good at what they do.
right.
Well, I'm glad. I mean, I wish everybody the best in their journey of life. Let me first just say
Yes,
that.
of
And I
course.
don't hate any of you.
No. Hate's a strong word, too.
But
Except for Jake Paul.
But I have been on the other, Jake Paul, you know where you stand with us. But if you are on the other side of a contract and you don't know what you're doing, and I have had to do your job for you, now might be a time to just look at an exit strategy.
I've written 2 contracts. No, hold on.
Have
I've
you really?
I have
Oh, absolutely.
assisted with a very green realtor.
It's different if they're
This
green.
week.
They're still learning.
I don't know how green this guy can. This guy stays green.
Gumby word.
Stays green, and like, you would think that after helping with one failed contract, that you know, if it's just the same loan program, that you could just look at the one that failed and be like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
we're just going to change the sales price, right? But no, like he submits his second. He's like, can you review this before I shoot it over? Like, well, first of all, you're going to want to get the
Golly.
legal description of the
Does
property.
he not have a
correct?
broker?
He does. Yeah. No. There's it's all nepotism. So when it's nepotism, it just falls through the cracks. So.
You cannot be somebody that is lazy in this industry, and you have to have a desire to always want to learn, because things are always changing. So you have to be learning continuously. If that bothers you, then you're going to be really uncomfortable as a realtor.
You gotta be hungry. I mean, you gotta want it. You gotta want to.
And you have to love people. If you don't love people, because it's very people-y, and this is the most stressful transaction.
Purple people eater.
Purple people eater. This is do that, Mike Tyson.
Stop putting me on the spot.
It's a really hard emotional time for people. Usually people. How many houses would you say someone buys in their lifetime?
5.
5. Yeah,
Yep.
that seems pretty solid. So it's not often. It's very emotional. So you have to be able to handle their emotions, help them navigate through, advise them properly, do your due diligence, and you have a fiduciary responsibility to them. Like, these are things that you absolutely cannot mess up on. And if you need to reach out to lenders like Mike, or if you need to reach out to somebody who is an expert like your broker, do it. Learn what you're doing, continue your education, so that you can give your client the very best. So I mean, we're not knocking on green agents, because I was green once too,
Yeah,
and when I
absolutely.
was green, I sucked. I was so bad. I worked for Shannon Weiser, who's with Ebby Holiday right now, and that lady is a bulldog. She will eat you up and chew you out. Wait, chew you up and spit you out.
Yeah.
Well, no, she will chew you out. She will chew you out too. She can be mean, but that's one of the reasons she's so good at what she does.
Right.
And she taught me a lot. But I mean, that's what I had. That was how Missy got her training. Is her making me cry in the middle of the night writing contracts and stuff.
I love helping green agents. My favorite green agents have turn into monsters. I mean, we've got
That's awesome.
Dave Budney, Tracy Larson, Amanda and Christopher Greehey. Amanda just had an article published on
Yeah,
Apple
I saw that. It was
News.
really cool.
Gosh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like those agents, everyone starts green. Everyone needs help, but there's a difference between agents that soak in the information that you're giving them. I have no problem helping you write contracts. I have no problem telling you what I'm seeing with different contracts with high producing agents. Like, hey, they're doing this. They're eliminating the third party financing to them. They're giving more money in option. When the market's like incredibly crazy. So, I love passing that information over to new agents to help them in the field and get that. But I mean, the person in question that I'm talking about, he's been doing this for technically licenses like 4 or 5 years.
So this dude might just be lazy. You might just be lazy. You might just not care that much.
Bartending.
And that's what's going to get you sued.
Yeah, the
That's
fact
what's
that
gonna get you
people
sued.
just don't they start a career or they're 4 years in and they still don't want to at least achieve to be the best and being average. These kind of things do weed that out over time. It doesn't mean they're maybe going to quit the business. They're just obviously not going to make as much money, which maybe over time, like you said, it might create the exit strategy. And that applies, I think, in your industry as well, our industry as well, too.
Yeah.
Title, et cetera.
You have to be a value, and we are competitive with each other in that realm. So if you're not gonna do your best for me, I will find somebody else. That's how we are with each other. We're sitting here at this table because we are the best that we know. That is the best lender that I know. This is the best insurance agent that I know. That's why we are here, because we want to bring you as the consumer the best. So we only work with the best.
You're the best home warranty. We know.
Yeah.
And realtor.
Thanks.
Super warranty.
Speaking of super, this girl just got hired to work at Capital Title, and I just met her today, and she brought me a gift, and I want to open it. See if there's any vodka in
While
here.
you do that, I'm going to drink this Magic Mind shot, which is Productivity Elixir.
Ooh,
And it says it's subtly sweet. Do you want to share this?
sharing is caring.
I take that as a no.
Feed it to me like a bird.
He's like, don't be weird.
This is the second week in a row that I'm taking a shot.
Is it good? Is it gross?
It is.
Did it change
I
your
don't mind
life?
It is.
I don't trust things that are green, though.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
It
I'm
is.
just gonna smell
Would
it.
you say suddenly sweet or
Subtly sweet, yeah.
Let me put my nose in it.
Yeah, please sneeze in it. Thank you.
Oh, wow. I like that it has a little beach thing.
It's pineapple.
It
I
is
smell, I
beachy.
smell pineapple.
Speaking about beach, how was your beach visit, sir?
Oh, yeah. Treasure Island last week. I guess like every time on the show, I just came back. This time I didn't have a reason to almost get arrested, so that was good.
Fair.
This was a family trip, spring break. Everybody, and I think DFW had a spring break last week, so it was
See,
awesome though.
It's the family trips that get me in trouble with the law. Mainly my mother. Oh, look. It's a battery pack thing.
Okay.
God, I needed that.
There you go.
Thank you, Lauren.
Juice your phone up on the fly. Lauren,
Good job, Lauren.
Way to know what a girl needs.
you just made a transaction happen.
What a
Yep.
girl wants, what a girl needs. No.
Yeah. So you were on vacation when all hell literally was breaking loose.
Yeah, I
week.
heard about that. It's just,
What a time to be God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to happen a lot more times, right? I mean,
Right.
it's still at the beginning of the season. This thing stretches till July. Usually the beginning, mid of July, right before hurricane season, then the other coast gets hit. So, it's what we've been seeing. In addition to the thousands of claims that are hitting the carriers right now, is we're going to start seeing those rate increases start to hit again.
Mm-hmm.
The carriers are already feeling it. This is maybe a little bit of hearsay. My State Farm friends might, dispute this, but from what I understand in DFW, not just State Farm, but a lot of carriers are going to those higher deductibles. So, said it last time, we're right on the cusp of self-insuring our roofs. I just switched my home insurance. I got non-renewed by my other company because they basically went out of business as well. And so now I'm basically self-insuring my own roof when something comes through. So I'm looking forward to that opportunity when I can just pay pure cash for my own roof.
I heard a rumor about a new type of roof coming out that might be hail-proof in the next 5 years.
What?
Well, those exist, but I'm sure that I wouldn't be surprised if there's more innovations to even take a level. But yeah, there's been hail-resistant roofs for years.
Just not in Texas because we need to flip roofs and
no. The roofers. I mean, they're going to upsell you because they're going to be way above what the insurance company's going to pay you, and they probably don't have to come back to get your business in 5-10 years. But yeah, I mean, they got even you can even see a regular architectural shingle roof, which is what most roofs look like here in Texas. But those can actually also be impact resistant, and still they say 50 to 70 years or a lifetime, but usually metal or concrete.
Like I mentioned earlier, I'm half Hispanic, and I realized that 13 of my cousins are roofers last week.
Shut
It's
up.
crazy. Yeah.
Really?
No. It seems like
Really?
it seems like I got a lot more
They're not documented, so we can't talk about it.
on the news feed. On the news feed, it seemed like there was just more roofers came out of.
Yeah, no, it's like they're coming out of everywhere. It's like they're coming from Oklahoma, another state, to all of
Yeah.
a sudden get more business.
Can we
So
just-
shout out, by the way, to Grant and Jared Alexander starting their own roofing company. Old friends of mine, just started last week.
He did my roof.
Awesome.
Jared?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jared, great guys. So shout out to them. So yeah, just kudos.
Yeah, I
and they're
like-
the good guys. Like, it's just one of the things is as we should all know at this point, but a good realtor, good insurance agent's always going to recommend someone that's reputable, been in the business for a while. Goes no different when we talk about real estate agents. It's so important at this time, guys, and also understand that they can usually navigate the insurance market, the insurance claims for you, and do it right by you. Make sure you're signing off on the checks a lot of the time too, and they're not just pocketing the money. Is always kind of the things to be thinking about, because this is the year,
why
the
is
time of the
Ja-
year when we see
Why is
fraud.
Jared
Hackers,
driving around
fraud.
in a Cybertruck right now?
That doesn't make sense.
Put a lot of roofs on.
Yeah.
No.
Jared's a very funny follow on
yeah.
the social media. Him and Quentin Hill with Results Roofing. He's also pretty good.
Absolutely. Yeah, Jared fixed something on my roof the other day. I was missing some random shingle that I could not find. It just was in my yard. Lauren's
Oh, no.
took a picture, and she's like, "This is a shingle right here." And I walked around my house like a dozen times. I couldn't find it, and that guy's like sniper vision. He's like, "It's right there in the crevice over there." And so
Yeah.
he got one of his guys to go fix it for me. And again, didn't try to upsell me on replacing my roof either. So
I was in a meeting with American Construction the other day, and they pulled out these shingles that were solar panel shingles. They were
Knowing them, they would
flat.
probably just
Oh, yeah.
shoot it
Heard
in front
about
of you.
these.
Like it's also bullet resistant.
Those
Shout outs
guys
to
are-
American Construction.
Those guys
are you about to fight Jake Paul here? What's going on?
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
I thought there was a bear fight we were going to get ready for, and so I
Oh,
was
that's coming up.
stressed.
Don't worry. We'll dedicate a good solid 10 minutes to the bear.
I'm feeling ready. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the shingles have
Solar
solar panels,
panels,
and they're
right.
thin.
Yeah.
But they're
Right.
supposedly hail. I mean, yeah.
They're supposed to be
hail resistant as well,
They're
right?
just- it's just cool technology coming.
I
It's
don't
the
I don't
future.
remember, but it was really trippy. Like it totally blew my mind. I didn't know what to think.
I would like to do that. I'd like to get some hail resistant solar panels shingle. I mean, that's the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. As long
Hey.
as you can properly utilize and make your solar efficient, because that's always the problem. A lot of people get solar, and then it turns out they're not got enough. They don't have enough juice.
I
Or-
would like to say something to any agent who has not dealt with selling a home with solar panels, or perhaps you are a consumer getting ready to list
Drink
your
a
house.
lot before you take that listing. It'll help.
First off, I feel like with this on the microphone, it makes me want to go walk this way.
There you
right?
go.
Yeah, come on, yeah,
call,
right.
yeah.
Yep.
Talk
Steve
this
Perry,
way. But also, when it comes to solar panels, do not have a lease on it. Because if you have a lease on it, it is very hard to convey that
Yeah.
to the buyer. And a lot of times the loan structure, it is difficult for them to take on that debt. And it could make it to where you can't get the buyer can't get that house. Even if they do the seller credit situation. And a lot of times they won't convey it until it's been picked up, but it's not going to get picked up until the close of the house.
You
Like
will
it's-
audibly hear your loan officer's head hit the desk when they read the contract and it has solar in. There you go. Yeah, that's me just tapping out.
I've done it, but it was a freaking nightmare. So please, if you're getting ready to sell your house and you have solar panels on it, you need to pay it off. Or if you're thinking about getting it because it's going to increase the value, don't do it. It's not going to help you.
It's not going to give you any value, except it will give you yourself personal value, like personal.
Great for a forever home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I was gonna say, if,
I'm
like,
a
if
fan
you're
of solar panels.
Yeah.
forward thinking on it, yeah, but for sure. And then insurance is also played into it. We have a whole spreadsheet matrix on like which carriers allow solar panels, and then that's step one. Then it's like, all right, cross off that. Now, how do they cover them? Right? Do they cover it as part of the structure? Does it have to be scheduled? Do they not cover hail damage? Is a common one that's becoming more common. Like Progressive, for example, doesn't.
no.
I think it's Progressive. I believe they don't cover the damage that when it happens. But
What,
they'll, of course,
hap-
cover- so.
what happens if it's not covered? They just have to pay for it out of pocket?
Oh yeah, when something's not covered, that's all you could do, right? And so I don't want to be picking up Progressive, but I believe it's them. They're not the only.
Sorry,
one. So,
Flo.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. So,
Flo,
but yeah,
you got to go with that crap.
So, but it's evolved. I mean, I would say like 10 years ago was when carriers were still. It's just like short-term rentals or, DoorDash or anything like when things become new in the culture. Insurance companies are like old dogs. They're just like take a while, or old dinosaurs, I guess you could say, to evolve to how the hell are we going to cover this new type of risk. And so they all have to get enough stats to figure out what they do and don't want to do. And I do say a lot of them are coming around just saying, hey, it's part of the roof. You got to obviously increase your coverage amount. But then, then it's even sublimits of like, are they going to cover the replacement value? Or are they going to pay what it's depreciated to? Those are all kind of things. It just gets so much in the weeds.
I've always been mesmerized by insurance because it's so confusing at times. It's like an equation, really. Whenever you're trying to quote somebody a policy, like if you want to bundle and like you've got a car and you've got your house and your boat or whatever, call me because I want a boat. But whenever people are trying to bundle these things, sometimes it can get complicated. And like whenever you're buying a home, I always want to try to do a clue report. I always call my guys at Goosehead and get a clue report because I need to know what that's going to look like and if they've had any pre-existing claims. Like if we're about to buy a house and the roof is like 20 years old and it could use new shingles or something like that. I want to get that done ahead of time because you can save so much money if you don't have an old crappy roof. I feel like that's the biggest.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it's like you're getting surcharged on the roof being old. But then on top of that, when they actually do have the roof, it goes back to like, how are they going to pay out on it? And like a lot of carriers just straight up exclude it if it's over 15 years old is kind of the magic number. But what we've seen over the last 6 to 12 months is they're stretching that down to 12 to 10.
Okay.
So if it's over 10 years old, it's not necessarily they're going to not cover it, but they're going to depreciate the hell out of it. So you're basically, then you got that deductible that's either 1% if you're lucky, 2% if you're normal, which again, it goes back to self-insuring it. So this is just, I hate the fact of life. This is just how it is going to be out here.
Speaking with one of your agents, Jerry, shout outs to Jerry.
Hey, Jerry, that's my man.
He was
With no social media, by the way. Y'all going to know his face at some point.
Yeah,
we're going to get him in here.
Yeah.
Tie him up.
Yeah.
Jerry from the country. He can swing a hammer, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
He's a good hammer swinger.
Okay.
I digress.
Sledgehammer, by the way.
Sledgehammer.
Right.
But he was talking about how we're going to start seeing some more 3%, 4% deductibles just right off the bat.
Oh, we already got some carriers. That's what their new mandated rule is.
Mercury?
Mercury is some, depending on which county.
Shout outs to Mercury. You're not a planet.
Yeah.
Pluto, we still recognize you.
That's the funny thing is, like, they're now one of the best alternatives from a cost perspective, and all they're doing is managing their losses, right? And so, but yeah, I would not be surprised if we're looking at this. All these carriers went to 2%. Next year, we're going to be looking at 3%.
Sounds like we're going to be doing a lot of home loan refinances pretty soon to cover some damage.
Yes.
If only I knew a guy.
Yeah.
Huh.
And that's why your realtor will also help you buy the house responsibly as well, too. Say, does this make sense for you guys? And
I'm telling you, one of the best things I do as a realtor for my buyers is whenever we find the one and we're getting ready to put an offer on the house, the first thing I do while I'm still in the driveway and we're getting ready to pill out is I put them in a group text message with my Goosehead agent so that they can do a clue report because we want to know what that's going to look like because your money is so important. You need to know what things are going to cost and you have to have insurance on closing, right? So we need to know what that looks like. And we need to know, times are tough and the economy is really kind of like a lot of people. And so we want to make sure
reference.
That nobody is...
It's a feisty show today.
Yeah.
I know. It's the fringe.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that nobody's done fraud or something along those natures. Like, I had one listing that was over in Waco, and the lady's like, my husband just left, and he really screwed me on the insurance, but I need to list my house. So red flags.
Right.
Oh, no, red flags. And my suspicion, and me and Jerry will go down this journey together, but my suspicion is that maybe he made a claim and kept the money.
Yeah. We had a big one in Westlake last year, which in the Vaquero area, if you're familiar with that area, so it's pretty affluent. And this client I had, they just bought the house the year prior, and the previous owner had two $300,000 plus claims, both from wind and hail.
That's prison, right? Like you can't do that. Like you're gonna get in trouble. It's not if, it's a matter of time. Like you're in trouble. Like you can't commit insurance fraud. They're going to catch you at some point and it's gonna be your ass. Like
Don't post your Lamborghinis on social media at least for 5 years. Come on now.
Yeah.
5.
At least 5 years. Misinformed.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it can be.
It's tough.
And I have a friend that's an insurance adjuster or was for a long time. And I think I told this story the last time we were on the air about the dings on the
Coaching him,
car,
yeah.
and he had banged it up with his golf
Golf balls.
clubs. And the dude was like, listen, I know that this isn't hell. And he's like, it's hell. Push it through. And he's like, look, man, it's going to come back on you. It's going to be bad. And he was like, no, dude, I swear it was the hell. I swear. Just poker face with it. And he ended up doing 6 months in jail over it.
Yep.
So you really can. You really can go down.
That is really dumb. What about? So I also heard through the grapevine.
Does it shake as much as mine, or is that just me?
And it might be my knee.
It might be.
Oh, okay.
I've had 2 cups of coffee.
So excited to be here.
I heard through the grapevine that those little monitors that you can have on your vehicle now can help push out your driving information in real time to your provider. So if you are, because now all your vehicles like beep when you're getting too close to ones, or if you're going through the lane and you're too close to another vehicle, or if you're passing over the white lines or something of that nature, like that feedback that your car is like yelling at you for is now also getting pushed out to like the clouds, and now Autobots and Transformers are assembling, and they're raising your rates.
Well, I mean, you do have to consign for Big Brother to follow you. But at the end of the day, it's called telematics, and so it is. And it's something that that the client can opt in to do right off the bat. And some carriers, the way it works is like they'll get an immediate discount.
That's cool.
The most common ones are going to usually only require you to do it for 90 days, and it's a permanent discount for life. The good carriers, the one like shout out to Safeco, for example, like they're never going to reduce your rate because you just didn't have favorable results. But this could be a 10% discount right off the bat, and then upwards of 20 to 30%. And Progressive, I would say, is one of the pioneers of that whole program. But now all the big dogs do it. I mean, there's just I don't know if the carrier.
Sorry.
But yeah, no, it's a great thing. I mean, I'll give another shout out to Jerry. He's one of my top dogs that makes sure like almost 100% of his clients get it. And you have to do it yourself to be able to sell it and tell people why it's a good idea. So, but I say that because
Jerry is a safe driver.
with conviction that it's a good idea for you to do that. So, but I would never do it because I have lead foot. So, but
Well,
I have seen your lead foot
it's hard
firsthand.
in
It
this
is
city.
impressive, by the way. We'll get into
so
that
heavy,
later.
I can't lift it off the ground.
It's okay. I have a boulder problem, so we can get into that later.
I used to, whenever we, wait, were you at that class? The one at UTB Title, the last one that I did over there. I feel like you were there for.
With Nikki?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I left there, I got in a wreck. Did I tell you that?
I think, you did. Were we on the phone at the time, or it was like immediately
I was talking to my
afterwards?
mom. She was like, "Damn it, Missy, not again." It was pouring rain, and I was trying to get ready to get on the access road, then to get onto the highway. And it was pouring rain. And when I pulled up to the stop sign, I pulled out too far. I couldn't see. And so I had to back up because I didn't want to get smashed in the face. And so when I backed up, there was this kid behind me who did not back up. And I gave him a little boop, a little boop. And it didn't mess his bumper up at all. He was totally cool. And
He has whiplash, and he's going to see my chiropractor wife for the next 6 months.
oh, shit. I was like, listen, man, we don't have to do insurance. Here's the deal.
Hello.
Like insurance rates get high, okay?
Yeah.
I was in a panic, and there was rain, and I was like, maybe we're the one, I was just so scared. I didn't want to get in trouble, because my husband would have killed me if we would have had to call the cops and make a claim. Like my husband would have murdered me. But like on the back of my Mazda, there's like these 2 little circles that go in there. I don't know what they're for.
The
but
sensors?
It wasn't a sensor. It was just, maybe it is a sensor.
Was it from the last time you had another car accident? That's why it didn't beep at you that you backed into the sky?
No.
I see now.
I
Okay.
see what's going on.
All right. Yes. One thing leads to another.
Look, you sound just like my husband right now. First off, that wasn't
I told you not to hit people
That
anymore.
first one was not my fault. No, but like the little circle thing just popped out, and that was it. So we were really okay, and we ended up not having to
That's where
make
you're
a
supposed to put your
claim.
stash.
But it was
It's
Hypothetically.
amazing how much you could squeeze in there.
Especially if you're going on an airplane. Yes.
maybe I could put like my super flyers in there and like get to
Yeah.
where I can push a button and they could just go out to somebody.
Car insurance accidents will jack your rates up. It's always like it's always been the age of, oh, don't get in a car accident. Like, no, it will really jack your rates up now. And things I will.
How long does it take to fall off once you get in a wreck?
It's on your record. It's on your clue for 5. Some carriers only count it against you. When I say count, we call it surcharge. So it's like a double whammy though. If you had a good driver discount, you lose that. Then they're like, all right, on top of that, we're going to charge you another 20%. So it's like really affects you by almost 40%.
And then if you have like a 16-year-old that just turns of age.
Oh yeah, and if that 16-year-old had an accident, then it's multiplied. But one thing I'm just such a big advocate for now moving forward is please don't use towing coverage on your car insurance anymore. Just stop doing it. Those little nickel and dime $80 to $120 claims that they're paying out on, that you're paying, it looks like you're paying $10 to $15 a year for, that will come back and bite you. You're gonna pay tenfold over that. So
what if your
that was
car,
a nice little nugget there. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
But what if your car is parked atop a boulder?
What are you doing on a boulder?
what do you, I mean, well, first off,
Do you not remember this claim right before my wedding?
okay.
Well, it wasn't a claim, thankfully.
Okay. Yeah, now it's coming to me. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You call the towing company is what my point is. You call the towing company, or you get a Good Sam or a AAA. All roadside assistance sucks either way. I hate to say it, but the reason it's a twofold for me too is I don't want my clients to be calling the insurance company and they're getting pissed that it takes 2 to 3 hours and they're blaming on the insurance company. That's the towing company, right?
Yeah.
So first off, it's a bad customer
I hear that.
experience and it's reflection on that, and that's just going to happen. And then 2, it's the effect of having your rates, and then a little trick. I've taught a lot of other insurance agents recently. Thank you, capital title, Lauren, at the Willow Bend office.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're getting a little to the weeds. I don't want to bore you guys, but
I'm not bored. I want to know what to do.
Little like misnomer thing, and I said like, hey, it costs $10 or $15. Like, but I've figured this out about a year ago. And again, I hate to bring up progressive again, but on the line item for towing coverage, it says $10. You're like, all right, cool. It only costs $10.
Sweet, yeah.
Right. But if you take that coverage off, your rate will drop hundreds of dollars. And that's because that inside the algorithm of the rates, it's tied to your collision coverage, which collision coverage means, hey, if it's your fault for the accident and you cause damage to someone else, then that coverage is what it's for, and then you have a deductible to it. So those costs for collision go down. Comprehensive goes down. So those are big levers that just the normal consumer at a line item thinks, oh, I don't want to take it off. I'm only saving like $10. No, you're actually doing a disservice to yourself. And this has been for about 2 years. And I'm starting to see other carriers start to follow suit. But that's the insurance company's way of saying, stop making small claims. Stop doing that, because we will charge you on the back end, and in the day it's going to screw you. So I'm just a big proponent of almost calling the towing company directly at this point. I got a Good Sam thing last year, and again, that was still not great. Like, I still had to wait 2 to 3 hours to get a car towed. And I made the recommendation to AAA to one of my employees the other day. She's like, oh my God, I had this experience with AAA that was terrible too, right? And the driver actually tried to screw her over. It's saying, oh yeah, well, you're gonna need to still pay $300 on top of the deductible with the AAA thing, which was like what, $50 or something like that. So it's just no one likes to be broken down on the side of the road. It's really one of the most depressing things you can be a part of, and scary as well, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, that's just my big recommendation, little tidbit to take home.
What about if you're trying to shop insurance and you quote with a bunch of different providers? Does that take a ding or hurt you?
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, we call it a soft hit, so it's no different than the category of when you get a pre-qualified offer in the mail from like a credit card offer. So now you can run as many insurance quotes as all, and there's no hard hit. And then I will tell you people that if your credit's on a freeze, that's going to adversely affect you. It's a big pain in the butt, but if you're going to take that point of doing that, just know that you're going to have a problem getting insurance. You're going to have to unfreeze your credit if you do that, and I don't know how that plays in your world of people that freeze or unfreeze.
When people freeze their credit, it's just cannot
freeze.
pass. Do not pass go. So
Yeah.
Multiple inquiries across multiple industries. That's gonna bring you down. So don't go shopping for. You're just doing soft pulls for insurance.
Yeah,
but
you can do as many as you want.
Right, but if you're doing like a automobile,
Right.
Mortgage, credit card, all at the same time, you're gonna drop like 60, 80 points just because you're curious. You need to limit your inquiries to 1 month at a time. You don't need to just like start going crazy.
So you're telling me that if I have a client and they maybe have a few other lenders and I'm trying to talk them into go to you and they want to just have everybody kind of run their stuff because they're crazy, or maybe they had like some people run their stuff and then they met me and then I introduced them to you. As long as it's within a 30-day period,
45.
it's okay. 45-day
yeah.
period.
45
Okay,
day.
so it's okay to have multiple runs because
Right.
it's not going to negatively affect. We can just have something presented to the underwriter that clarifies what's going on.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's a letter of explanation. So at the very end of and typically we'll just talk to you over the phone and say, okay, obviously we have Supreme Lending, we've got Wells Fargo, we got all these lenders that didn't do a good job like we did, and you were just shopping for a house, correct? Yes. And did you open up a new line of credit with them? No. And that's all. And then you'll electronically sign that and call it a day. But yes, we have to find out what those inquiries are and if you open up a new line of credit with them.
Can I ask you a little more rabbit hole question? Because I've
Yes.
always been trying to wrap my mind around this. So, like she said, lender A pulls credit, and then you got 45 days. Lender B, do they also pull credit? And then the institutions, the TransUnions of the world, do they just somehow piece together that these two are two types? Because you mentioned like that's the explanation to the underwriter, but like how does it actually prevent that credit from getting a second true ding?
So it's not. So the inquiry is still going to be there, but the form of the inquiry. That's why I was saying multiple inquiries across multiple industries. That's going to negatively pull you
Gotcha.
down because it's the type of inquiry. So that's when we're talking about the different score models. So you have credit union. I'm sorry. You have TransUnion. You have Equifax. You have Experian. You've got these 3 credit bureaus, and each one of these credit bureaus has 8 different types of credit reports. And so the type of credit report that your mortgage lender is pulling is usually like in your FICO 8 models, and that's just boring and glaze over and whatnot. So a good analogy I like to tell people is that it's kind of like a little Indian totem pole. You remember those?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
totem
I
pole?
love those.
And so at the
Indian
very
in the cupboard.
yeah,
Sorry,
Indian in the cupboard.
sorry.
I read that. And then at the very bottom, you've got the credit inquiries that don't do too much damage, your soft pulls, or if you're just trying to establish like a rebuilding credit card with Capital One or something of that nature. And then the higher you go up on the totem pole, the more serious the inquiries and the more rich. Well, first of all, the higher you go on the totem pole, the more the higher the cost for the credit report, and the deeper the search goes into your history. So, you've got those your freecreditreport.com, your annualcreditreport.com at the very bottom of the totem pole. Then you've got your your credit cards. Then you've got your installment loans. Then you've got your automobiles. Then you've got your mortgages. Then you've got your somewhere in there is your student loan pools, and then you've got your government pools. And you don't want to be on that because you're probably being investigated.
Eek.
And so just the higher up, a mortgage credit pull on average is going to cost the lender probably about $40 per person. Whereas, I don't know what you're paying for your soft pulls but it's usually like $8 or something like that nature.
Yeah, the carriers are eating that, by the way.
And then you've got your free.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and the mortgage company's eating those that $40 as well. So I mean, that's kind of how it goes. So the inquiries that are all coming from the mortgage companies, they're all that one particular type of inquiry, and that's why I was telling you that there's so each little totem pole you have 3 totem poles: credit union. I keep saying credit union, TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. There's 8 different types of credit reports on those totem poles, and so they recognize, these are all coming from mortgage, so we're not going to ding them for
Okay.
every time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we're gonna need to chat GPT that visual later so I can fully understand it.
So is it an attachment in
Envision a
ChatGPT?
lollipop. What?
So I know how they have, with ChatGPT, how they have different extensions that you can plug in, and that's how you're creating those awesome things that you're sending us,
I love
right?
chat GPT. I'm just obsessed, and I barely scrape the surface. All right, go on.
Well, I always want to learn what someone's doing because, I have a course that we teach for Canva plus ChatGPT, and Canva is my jam.
Right.
But ChatGPT, I feel like I'm constantly learning things about. And I know that you can do different plugins, and I'm wondering what plugin are you using to do that?
So like yesterday, the background on this is I took one of Biscuit's pictures from online, and she was at a thing with it, and she had the clown thing. I thought it was great. I said, hey, this is Missy. She is funny. She works for a company called Super. I'm going to upload her logo so you have it. And I uploaded the logo, and then I went on and then she, ChatGPT is just having a conversation like, oh, she's so nice. She looks like she's having a good time. And then I just started like, hey, can you make a really funny picture with with her and her logo, and that's the first thing which I did not send you. I said, she is not brunette, she's blonde. So then we had
and
to
then apologize, like,
it
I'm
is.
so sorry.
I'm so sorry, so sorry, so sorry.
So sorry, sir.
And so anyway, but I just been obsessed. We have obviously the friend group that we're part of, but I've just been sending.
It's my favorite. If I die suddenly, I need y'all to get to that group and like delete that thread so the world doesn't see all the great stuff that we have in there.
All the great content that we just don't bring to the show because we're.
what didn't Cuban come up with something back in the day like dust or something, like you text it and it's like gone forever?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should probably have that in life sometimes.
Yeah, magic dust.
But it's something like that. But I think Chat GPT. My team's, everybody around me is kind of annoying if hearing about it because they're like, yeah, it's been around for a while, bro. But I just feel like
it's
now
great new invention.
It's just scratched the surface of like how it's going to affect my business, how AI is going to be integrated, how I'm going to interact with people and make them laugh is fun. It just brings a little joy. And then on top of that, like just, I've kind of been working on this business model thing for the risk agency. And literally it's just me putting all my thoughts into it, and it's basically like my log and spreadsheet to doing that. So, but it's been awesome to do, and I've spent like an hour and a half on the plane the other day just kind of messing with it, and it's keeping all the data, and I can go back to it and say, hey, I got some updated information, and then I tell it about people I know and all these kind of things.
So you can do these add-ons, dude, like Canva. So you can do the plugin that's Canva, and then you can ask it to create a flyer or something, and it will make it instantly.
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh!
Now
it's
is this
so
the
good.
is this the ChatGPT version you're paying for?
No, you have to have Pro, so you're paying the $20 a month or whatever.
Right.
And so I got on the rabbit hole of Canva last night. I was telling the Mike about it before you got here, and it kept wanting me to direct me to Canva when I was getting too creative. So I figured it's like no, this is the instructions if you really want to get that weird, bro. So it's one of those things like I have to figure it out. But again, it's like we've all just scratching the surface of this.
Well, you can plug Canva in and make it work together.
I know.
So I mean,
that's what I definitely want to be at one of y'all's classes for that. That's really cool.
Yeah, bring your whole crew.
Yeah, I've learned new information about ChatGPT, so now I have to redo my slides and redo the class so that the next one is more better, because we got to stay up to date and current with the things that are out there. So the next class will be a different class than any class that you've ever seen me do. So if you're out there, you've taken a class, you want to learn some more stuff, some cool stuff, check out that next class I have. Also the flyer down.
Lawyer's Title?
Yeah, Lawyer's Title. Is
Lawyer's
going to be the next
Title,
one.
Frisco Star, One Cowboy's Way. That's how often I go to Lawyer's Title.
I used to, that's where my old radio show used to be, is over there in Hall Park, right over there.
Nice.
I held it for a long time. Shout out to KVGI, which is no longer in business.
Pour a 40 out.
Can I ask you a ChatGPT question as well on your end?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So like what one of my guys on my team did recently, he basically made his own underwriter.
What?
Like he made his own insurance underwriter. So he attached like every insurance policy in existence and attached it in there, and he named him Jarvis. I love it. He's like, I could sell this thing and make so much money.
Oh my
just
God,
from
that
insurance.
is so good.
So like, and then you can. He also, I don't. Maybe this is already what normal chat. He's like, you can put like no yapping just to get to the point versus 1,000 answers.
Right.
But have y'all like ever? I mean, has that something that's crossed your mind or y'all already do in your space?
Absolutely.
Like, okay, I figured so, but I was just curious.
No, yeah, we're definitely thinking about that. However, the one thing about ChatGPT is that it's still open-ended.
Right.
So like the information that you put in, like you can't get that specific. I can't, because at the end of the day, as a lender, what's being assessed from an underwriting perspective is the capacity analysis. So not only are we looking at your credit score, but we're also looking at your assets. We're also looking at and it's not just your stated assets. Like we have to see that physically. So, technically, yes, you could you could make ChatGPT its own underwriter. You could upload the documents, you could upload the guidelines, you could upload the credit report. But if there is any sort of security breach in the near future, you are effed, and I do not like jail.
Yeah, I think I was thinking more from the Q&A aspect, but yeah, I could see down the road, obviously, underwriting in y'all's world, in our world, will obviously be AI, and then the human. Unfortunately, the humans are going to be it's just basically box checkers. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
hey, this has now got to go to a human. At the end of the day, humans will have to be there for subjectivity
Right.
and approval and what have you. But yeah, from the Q&A perspective, I could also see, especially for like your green agents and green agents in y'all space too, like hey, what's the Trek guideline on how this should be handled with solar panels or whatever. Like I could just see if people can really just start thinking about that right out of the box. I mean, it's just mind blowing.
So you're telling me that I can dump in like all of the information I have for Super, like all the flyers I have,
Right.
the policy that we have on the back,
Right.
and everything, and then ask it questions, and it's just going to
boom
give
right here.
Yep.
Oh my!
I know.
God.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah,
like
it
once
is.
those kind of little things kind of mind, you're like, you just saved me so much time. Like we did a book club this week, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Great book if you haven't read it, by the way. It's been around for like 150 years. But you know, I read it, but then I like went back and like I always mark things when I'm reading stuff, and then the day I just ended up going by principle, and I said, please help me break this down because I was moderating 2 different book clubs on it, and it took like what was already in my brain and more, and said, okay, this is the questions you're going to ask. These are the key points and all that kind of stuff. The same kind of idea that you could do from all these different spaces. And just like taking things and just making its life so much easier. It's just awesome. But
God,
you can
I'm so
definitely do that.
So that's happening.
I challenge you right now to just take your policy and just say, hey, like, what do we do when you know, this thing breaks down? What's next? You know, and then you can coach it. Obviously, that's
Right.
what you're doing.
Wow! Wow!
Fun.
What
That's so good.
what we would need to do? We need to hire a full-time person, because not only do we have the guidelines for FHA, conventional, Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, VA, USDA, but then you'd also have the investors, and you have those investor overlays. And what an investor overlay is, that's basically like your Wells Fargo. Maybe they've written too many loans to people that have a 600 to a 620 credit score, and they didn't perform, or they had late payments, or they foreclosed. And so an investor that big will be like, okay, you know what? We're not going to lend to people that have below 620 credit score, even though it's, FHA, you don't even have to have a credit score. You can go, 580 is kind of like your benchmark for entry. But so you would need to not only have the guidelines from the insurers, but you'd also have to have the investors overlays on top of each other, and that's a revolving door. I mean, guidelines change.
Right.
And I also think that this could be hindering in that process, and that's the fact that ChatGPT doesn't do anything past 2022 as it sits right now.
No, you can
It
actually,
doesn't have-
4.0, it's linked to Bing, I guess. And so if you ask it frequent questions, it'll go grab that data for you and all up. You can literally ask it like who won the game the other day and all that stuff. So no, that's what I thought
We're
too.
there. You're saying Beam?
Bing, whatever you call that, the search that nobody uses. It's for some reason likes to use Bing instead of Google. I'm sure it was probably a Google thing, but no, that's where I thought as well. And then I figured out like, oh no, I can pretty much ask it relevant information, and it'll pull it and drag it and explain it to you in layman terms.
Well, ChatGPT.
Absolutely, that's what I was like, oh yeah, 2021 data, but like no,
Right,
it gets weird. So if you don't have Pro, you need to upgrade to Pro.
What
I
about,
have to text
can I
myself
make
right now.
Can I make ChatGPT just like, hey, can you utilize DuckDuckGo? Can we make it utilize the search engine you want?
What do you want to look up on DuckDuckGo?
Private information.
Oh my
Private,
God.
non-trackable information.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yes.
Private. I mean,
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So now I know what DuckDuckGo is from the context there. It's probably like some kind of dark web.
no.
No,
it's not.
it just doesn't track you.
Yeah, it doesn't track you.
Okay.
Yeah. You get some. There's less sponsored results, so you're getting some more human
Right.
results, more human answers to what your input is.
I'm texting myself notes because I've been educated by.
I was gonna say, just put it in your GPT.
So we did promise
text
10
myself what to
minutes.
do.
10 minutes to the fight of the century. Now we only have 5, but
Man, that flew by, guys. That
it
was
did.
fun.
So we've got
Yeah, with all your yapping.
in the ring.
I do talk too much.
In
so.
the ring, we've got a dinosaur. So let's say we've got a raptor.
All right,
We have
fight
a
talk.
full-grown raptor, declawed, D-teeth. But I mean, this guy is been through it's Blue from Jurassic Park. Okay,
Okay.
You've got Blue from Jurassic Park. We've got a full-blown silverback gorilla. He's got his teeth, and we still have the teenage bear, of course, the teenage bear, declawed, D-teeth, and yeah, who else do you want to throw
I
in
think
the mix?
dinosaur's always gonna win.
That's what I'm leaning. I'm leaning
Yeah.
towards a raptor because I'm thinking about the versatility he has with movement. He's faster
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we've got 2 other heavy creatures. So the faster one's going to be able to Now,
But he's got his arms, so he's not swinging.
But it's like Mike Tyson. If the gorilla or the bear gets a hold of him, like, I mean, all he's got to do is,
Yeah.
If they can get their hands on him.
No teeth, though. Remember, big stipulation. No teeth.
Tail, isn't the tail a
You
situation?
said the bear has no claws or teeth.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think the bear has a chance.
He
here.
could crush somebody. Bear hug.
Yeah, bear hugs. I've never been hugged by a bear.
But you're gonna have to get it.
Yeah, I mean, you might just fall asleep, because he's cuddly. So that might not work.
Do we still have Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell in this match as well?
Sorry, Rick. No.
Ooh.
Poor Rick. But so the bear, I'm not feeling it. The gorilla, I don't know, man.
I think. I mean, you got those
We've got
thumbs.
we've got the
We got the
thumbs,
thumbs going on.
and he's got those muscles. So if he gets a hold of that raptor, he's gonna.
He's going to use the raptor as a weapon.
Do we know the height on
He
a
could use a raptor to kill the bear.
Raptors, like dinosaurs are so much taller than you realize.
Oh, they jump.
And they're tall.
Oh,
and they
he's
jump.
jumpy. Yeah, he can jump.
Yeah, he can
I'm
jump.
sorry, just dinosaur wins.
Yeah, and he's probably Blue knows how to use his tail.
Even like a Brachiosaurus, like those gigantic ones with the long necks, I think that might even be able to beat a silverback.
well,
Yeah, but
he just
that's not
stepped
what
on
we're
him, right?
talking
True.
about. We're talking about a raptor.
Okay, sorry,
Okay.
off track.
So the raptor, I think the bear's out. Okay.
Right.
I think that the raptor and the gorilla is really who we're focused on here, and I think taking the we haven't taken anything away from the gorilla. We've taken the teeth and the claws away from the raptor. Is that correct?
True.
So so now the gorilla has his confidence because he hasn't had any limitations on him either. So I feel like there is a good chance that he's going to take that raptor to Chowtown.
Well, this gorilla was raised in a good environment, though. So
So he's like, what was
He's
that one
never
gorilla
seen-
that was friends? What was his name?
I would say like a bad environment would be make him more vicious.
I don't know. I'm pretty. I'm pretty hard.
A silverback with tassel shirt.
yeah.
Or
So we've got a zesty gorilla.
sassy too.
Sassy zesty gorilla.
Sassy zesty.
Are you guys calling? Am I the gorilla?
I don't know. I mean,
I mean, do you want? Have you even want
I,
to
don't
be the
wanna,
gorilla?
I do not want to piss you off.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it that way.
Yeah.
Breaks off the thing and just turns into the Hulk.
Yeah. No.
You
we're
know.
good.
You know.
like Animorphs.
Before I was able to emerge in this beautiful industry of real estate, I did work in the bar for a long time, and I worked at this biker bar in Lubbock, obviously.
Obviously, back Lubbock talk.
And it was Bandito's territory. It was Jake's Sports Bar and Grill on 50th and Slide.
Like Jake's
Shout out to
Hamburgers?
Jake's, huh?
Jake's Hamburgers are completely
It
unrelated.
wasn't Jake Hamburgers.
Okay.
It's not the same thing. There wasn't hamburgers. There were switchblades. But you could order a hamburger. We kept the menu open late night because,
You gotta-
murderers got to eat.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So tired of murdering right now. I'm just so hungry. Came in for a burger.
That's the relish.
I would like to go ahead and tell if there's anybody from the Bandito squad watching right now, I just want you to know that the console of my Grand Dam was filled with all of your knives because whenever you would get aggressive with each other, I would sneak up behind you and I would steal your knife out of your back pocket because I don't want to have to clean up the blood later. And this is true. I'm so serious about this.
Wow.
So I actually had a huge collection in my console of just switchblades, box cutters, whatever kind of knife they had in their pocket, because I never
Speaking about
noticed, I
knife
never
talk.
got caught once.
Speaking about knife talk.
Holy moly!
Yes,
Ooh,
yes.
that would look good in my console.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You can collect that later.
I think you have as many knives as you do hats.
Look at how good
I
this
don't know,
is.
sure.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. You know what I like about him is having that little thing on the end so you could bust out a window if you had to. Like if you get trapped in your car and you roll or something.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's nice to have that.
That's a double lock mechanism.
I'm not touching. I don't touch knives.
I don't.
Not since the accident.
I don't understand. I have to learn how to do it.
You got the one in the middle and you got the one up top.
Okay.
You have to do
Is
them
that rust?
simultaneously.
Or is that just natural color?
Is it gonna?
No, that's just natural color.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not a Cybertruck. By the way, are you insuring those as well?
Yeah, I'm sure I am.
Okay.
They're so new, but I'm sure we probably have some in the books already.
Have you heard about? Oh shoot, we're almost.
Yeah, we're up.
Yeah, no, we're up against it, as I said.
Oh.
There you go. You saw it.
We're not finishing until she
Yeah,
closes it.
this is
Sorry,
a-
we're gonna be here for. Oh,
That's
right.
a
There
wrap.
you go. Hey.
You know, when it comes to working things that are hard, I will continue until I figure them out. It's just like super home warranty. If you have something that's hard for us to figure out, we're not going to give up until we can figure it out for you. So think of Super for all of your home warranty needs because we like hard stuff. If it's something that's a challenge, we're absolutely get to the. Man, I really messed this one.
You got it. Now just keep going.
She does home warranties, and she's a real estate agent.
The
She's
gorilla
really good
doesn't
at it.
have teeth.
Shit. I mean, listen, I can't always come up with funny things to say, but I can always help you with your home warranty needs, and I am very serious about that. And if you have questions, I'm here to be helpful. And I use ChatGPT, so I'm more better.
Mo better.
Yep.
All right. Well, today was a great show. Thanks,
Fun.
Joey. We need
Yeah.
to do this
Thanks
again.
to Mike. Thanks to Missy.
Yeah,
Thanks for
yeah,
having
yeah,
me.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Raptor Jesus.
And we're the three
Yeah.
best friends that anyone could have. Okay, karate in the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
sounds
catch you
good.
on the flip side, guys. Have a wonderful weekend and be the sunshine in the rain.
Happy Friday.
We'll catch you next
Sunshine
time.
in my pocket.
Make sure you protect your roof from hail by standing over it with an umbrella.
Yeah. Just put a silverback gun on it.